Hello friends, it's me Mahrose, Technology Wali from Rehanallahwala School, Manavar campus. Today I'm truly honored and excited to be joined by a very special guest, Sir Joe, an accomplished entrepreneur and business coach from America. Sir Joe has dedicated his career to guiding people from around the world on how to build and grow successful businesses through his expert advice and coaching sessions. He has empowered countless individuals to turn their ideas into impactful ventures. It's a pleasure to have him on this podcast today. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us. How are you, sir?
I'm good. I'm blessed. Life is good.
Okay, so sir, you know that as I said that he is business coach and he taught people about business, give tips and tricks that how can they get success in their business. So okay, now we're starting our question. So sir, my first question is that can you tell us a little bit about your journey? How did you become a business coach?
Well, I've been. It was a long journey, and it was an unconventional journey. I have an electrical engineering background, and I made a lot of money. I started a business. I made over $1 million back in the late '80s, and I also lost everything. So I've been through some highs and some lows. And after that, I did get a mentor, and he was a marketing genius. So um, I I had the blessing. I paid to go to one of his events. It was 5,000 US dollars to go to this event, and there were 500 people in the room that paid $5,000, and it was life changing. And after that event, his office called me and said, "You want to come to the next event?" I said, "I would love to. However, I'm still trying to pay for the first event." And they said, "We know. Can you barter?" And I'm like, "Barter? What could I do?" And they said, "We need transcription." So they sent me boxes and boxes of audio cassette recordings of decades of marketing and business think tank recordings. And I listened to them and turned them from audio into a yellow pad and type them into the computer. And all of my transcriptions ended up going in the J. Abraham Marketing Encyclopedia. So I got a very good education there. But I wasn't a business coach yet, but I was learning a lot. And I was at a trade show, and there were thousands of booth companies displaying their businesses. But I had a checklist of the top 10 marketing mistakes that almost every business makes. And I went from booth to booth, and you know what? Everybody was making these mistakes. And I knew that if you stop making the mistakes and you fix them, those marketing mistakes could become marketing multipliers. And a light bulb went off in my head and said, "You are no longer a electrical engineer. You're no longer a technology person. You are now a full-time marketing consultant and business consultant." And that was right around 1998. And so I've been a full-time business consultant since 1999, and I've coached over 4,000 business owners in over 400 industries. But that was the day I made the decision to be a business coach, consultant, advisor.
Okay, sir. So now, what do you think that your decision was right, and now are you happy?
Yeah, I love what I do. It's right for me. It's not right for everyone else. I mean, I think each of us needs to discover our own path, but I'm going to do this till the day I die, or till I can't do it anymore. I love helping people. I realize that a lot of people do not understand business, or they have some good ideas about business, but they also have a lot of misconceptions about business. And so we know that a lot of people start business and fail, but not on my watch. My job is to make sure they do it right, so they don't fail.
Yeah, it's really nice that you are teaching a number of people, and they are getting success just because of you, sir. So, what inspired you to start helping people from all over the world with their businesses?
Well, like I said, I was at this trade show, and I just, it's really interesting. I can be in a room with 100 business owners, and I can see, I can help almost every single one of them. The big challenge is not every one of them is open to feedback. And your ego is not your amigo. I think a lot of people have pride, and they're not humble enough to receive advice. So I want to help everybody. Everybody doesn't want to be helped, but the right people raise their hand and show interest, and I help the ones that want to be helped. I will solve your problems, and you will pay me gratefully and generously. And if you're not grateful and if you're not generous, you're not my client, and I will let you live with your problems. I am not. I don't owe it to anybody to fix their problems for free. I take care of you. You take care of me. If you don't take care of me, I don't have to take care of you. It's karma. Take care of each other, or I let you go off on your own.
Okay, sir. So you have touched a number of students all the world. So like, how many students you have taught from Pakistan?
Oh, very few. I mean, I've talked to a lot of people in Pakistan. I think that Pakistan has a lot of poverty, and I've probably done 20 or 30 of these interviews with people from the Rehan school. But the truth is, I'd like to help more people, but you know, I even have a program. I charge $500 in the United States for this program, and it's all about business fundamentals. It's about choosing your business wisely and coming up with your value proposition, crafting your first offer, things like that. And I charge $500 for it, but I've also put together something called Name Your Own Price Coaching. So, um, it's if you can't pay 500, can you pay 200? Can you pay 100? Can you pay $50? Can you pay $20? Name your own price, and I will give access to that program. And that's really interesting because, okay, you can't pay $20. Can you pay $10? Can you pay $5? Can you pay $1? If you're not willing to pay $1 for $500 course, it's not a resource issue anymore. It's not a fact that you don't have the money. It's a karma issue. You want to receive, but you don't want to give back. See, giving and receiving are connected. And this is something I think the people in Pakistan really need to learn, is that the size of the hole you receive through is proportional to the size of the hole you give through. And so if you want to receive more, you got to learn to give more. Here's the cure. Want to hear the cure for poverty? Would you like to hear that?
Yes, sir, you are right, because it's a business. Or if someone doesn't pay, so how you can like teach them, because you have so much precious time. You can teach them as one instead of them. You are right. I'm agree with you that I also teach online, so I know that it's so hard to save time and give them. So do hard work. So I can understand it. Of course, we also uh, have to get our reward. So, sir, another question is that who is your favorite businessman over the world?
Well, I like Elon Musk. Now, me and Elon have something in common. We have the same birthday. I was born on the same day. I'm 10 years older than Elon, but we're both June 28th. But I was going to share something with you a minute ago. Would you like to know the cure for poverty? Here's the cure for poverty. The hungrier you are, the more generous you need to become. And a lot of people say, well, I don't have anything to give because I'm poor. No, here's something. Poor people should, take rich people to lunch. They should buy rich people lunch and listen. Okay. We can learn a lot from wealthy people, but if you giving and receiving are connected. And so if you want to get out of your poverty, you got to learn to be a better giver.
Okay, sir. Another question is a little bit interesting. That is there any businessman from Pakistan you like them? Like it can be any big businessman, and you said that yeah, I like him or her that from Pakistan. He or she is a very big businessman, and he or she is doing good work. Is it or not?
Well, I think Rehan's doing some good stuff. There's a guy that I know that's from Pakistan. His name is Shafat, and he's a very successful businessman from Pakistan. And I just don't know a lot of people from Pakistan, that are uh, doing very well. But I know they're out there. A lot of times, uh, a lot of times there are wealthy people next door, but you don't know it because they live a very modest lifestyle. A lot of people say, "I want to be rich and famous," but the truth is, if you're smart, you want to be rich in private. The thing is, if you're rich and famous, then everybody wants, oh, well, give me your money for free. Just, you have money and I don't, so give it to me. And so smart people with wealth, wise people with wealth, they're very discreet about it. They're very private about it.
Okay, sir. So you teach people about business. So do you have your own business, and currently are you running your any own business?
Well, the only business I'm doing now, I've run several, I've started many businesses over my life, but now I just do one thing. I'm a full-time business consultant. My business is helping other people with their business. And that's why, a lot of people say, well, you should just help me for free. It's like, no, that's not how business works. Okay. If you want the milk, okay, the milk has a price. The milk is $2. Okay. If you want milk, give me $2. Okay. Now, a lot of people say, well, teach me how to do a business for free. And that's saying, like, I want the milk, but I don't want to pay for it. Unfortunately, there's a word for that. It's called thief. Okay. A lot of people think that education should be free, but if education is free, then teachers don't get paid. Okay.
Yeah,
And
right. There, if you see something has advantages, so there is also disadvantages of something. I am agree to you. So another question is there, sir. How do you usually structure your coaching sessions?
how do I structure coaching sessions? It's each client has different needs, but we usually, when I take on a new client, we onboard them. We look at what are their goals, what are they trying to achieve. We look at how their current situation is. We look at their roadblocks, obstacles, and then and then from there we map out a plan. And so usually after a coaching session, I will usually start a coaching session with, what are your big wins for the week? I want to know. I need their positivity, that they're actually grateful and that they're achieving something, because nobody wants to be on a coaching call all negative. Okay, and then we usually do wins. We don't do wins and losses. We do wins and lessons. So I'll usually ask, if life was a classroom trying to teach you some lessons, what have you been learning? I want to know that even though they're going through maybe some challenges, they're learning through those challenges. And then I'll usually ask about, what projects are you working? Okay. And what do you need help with? What's working, what's not? And then we roll up our sleeves and get to work. And usually we'll map out the problems and we'll map out some solutions. I'll draw them on the screen with my iPad. And I think the big, I would say one of the things that I'm very good at is I don't just teach people, but I get them to implement. I get them to apply. I get them to take action. And there's 5 secrets to getting people to take action. Number 1 is they need to know what to do. Now, you say, okay, well, I need to market my business. Well, there's 1,000 different ways to market your business. So you have to know what to do. You need to choose which one are you going to actually do that makes sense. The second thing is you need to know how to do it. If I said you need to send out an email to your list of customers. Well, how do you get a good email? How do you make it persuasive? How do you make it so people, you want to write letters that create desire, not fear? So you need to know what to do. You need to know how to do it. That's the third secret is you got to give people the resources, the tools, the frameworks, formulas, the checklists. Then the fourth piece is people need feedback. They need both positive feedback and negative feedback. If they created an email, again, for example, or a website, okay, you need positive feedback. Like, okay, this is good. These are the good parts of it. But they also need negative feedback. They need to know, okay, you're missing where's the guarantee? You're doing an event. Why is not the date of the event on the website? Okay. And so you need to know what to do, how to do it, resources, feedback. And the last piece is accountability. And accountability, your coach is your best friend and your worst nightmare because, I'm your best friend because I'm going to teach you the stuff that really works. But I'm also your worst nightmare because I'm going to make you do what you're supposed to do, even if you don't feel like doing it. Okay? A funny little metaphor for a coach is it's like an oyster produces pearls. Did you know it's impossible for an oyster to produce pearls without a little grain of sand irritant? Well, that's my job as your coach. I'm here to irritate you to producing pearls of value.
Okay, sir. So, how much you charge for per session, or it's about to like a month?
I don't charge by the session usually. That's kind of for, you think, okay, we're going to fix all your problems in one session. Now I do have sometimes people want to work on one specific thing. So if I just charge for one session, it's $500 for 1 hour. Okay. But I don't normally like to do things that way. I have a 6-month program. It's $10,000 with a guarantee that you'll make your money back and you'll double it. I also I have a 3 and a 2-month program that's 5,000. They're both the same price, but the 2-month one is accelerated. We go very fast. But I have a 10K solution, a 5K solution, a 3K, a 2K, a 1K solution. I even have a group coaching program it's only $99 per month. Okay. So everybody has different needs. So the most important thing is let's put you in the right program for what you need.
Okay, you are right, sir. Like if doctor checks a patient and that time they know where's the problem. So same is like when you talk with them, you know about the where's the problem, where's the issue, how you can solve them. So then you decide. So it's also good. Okay, so my next question is that how do you customize your advice for people from different countries and cultures?
Well, I don't think that that's necessary. I think human nature is immutable. Okay. It always comes down to who is your ideal customer and what problem are you solving for them. Okay. And so if, that's what a business is based around, solving problems. And so, human nature, a human being is a human being is a human being. I think one of the biggest challenges is understanding what will motivate somebody to open up their wallet and pull out cash or a credit card to pay for that. And so,
Yeah, you're right. Like some people, they get their motivations is different. So it's a little bit
yeah,
difficult, not too difficult to understand. But for coach, like a teacher, it's easy for them. Like as you, because you know how to handle people, how to understand their mentality, what they think about it, how to change their perspective. So I am agree with you, sir. Another question is that what challenges do you face when coaching people from different time zones and backgrounds?
well, no challenge. I have business hours. Okay. So if you want to work with me, here's my calendar. And I usually go from 9 o'clock in the morning in my time zone to 5 o'clock at night. And so I work with people all over the world. And somebody really wants my help and they're outside of those times, we can work around it. But, I have to, I wake up, I go to work, and then at the end of the day, I say, okay, I've worked hard today. I need to take rest. I think that too many people hustle and grind, and but uh, at some level, you have to have a certain amount of self care. You need to make sure that you're eating properly, sleeping properly exercising properly, and like one of the things people go is like, can I talk to you on WhatsApp? And it's like, no, you can't. Okay, if I give you my WhatsApp, you're going to call me at 3 o'clock in the morning, and that doesn't work for me. Okay, I do everything by appointment only. So here's my calendar link. Find a time that works for you. Just like you
That's
scheduled
so
an
good.
appointment with
You're
me.
right, sir. Advice people ask for, give me advice, please just solve my little bit issue, and these are things I can understand. As you said, that it's very difficult, that we have to also care about our food, about our health, and you take online classes, so whole the day you have to be in your home and face camera and talk with people, so it's very difficult that spend whole the day in a house. So what do you do when you get like a pour and go to outside, take a rest? So in which place you love to go and visit, calm your mind and calm your soul?
I don't understand the question. So ask the question again.
Yes, yes, sir. I can ask again. I said, like, as you said, it's a little bit difficult that when you are whole the day in your home, when you take your classes, you have to also care about your food, about your health. So I know it's very difficult to sit in one place and take the classes, teach whole the day students in front of camera. So when you get tired and you want to go outside, so in which place you love to go outside and you want to like calm your soul, give peace to your mind?
Yeah, I mean, I like going to a park. I like, walking in nature. Just getting some fresh air. I'm very simple. I like to go have a nice meal. Sometimes go to a nice restaurant. You know, it's good to have healthy, yummy food prepared by a chef. Uh, I don't cook everything. Sometimes I want Chinese food, or uh, you know, uh, I think a good meal is good for the soul. And yeah, I want to say, like, right now, like yesterday, I'm in a 3-day class right now. Okay, and it's from Australia, and they got really weird hours. So it goes from 6 o'clock my time till 3 in the morning. Well, if I want to participate in that class, I have to be flexible enough to uh, accommodate the host. They're doing it in their hours, in their time zone. So if I want to learn from that person during when they're doing that class, then I have to adjust my schedule because it's important enough to me. So, but you're right. I like to. It doesn't take much. I like going to church. I like connecting with God. I like. I like. Sometimes, what? I just like to take a nap and sleep.
Okay, sir. So another question is that what are the most common mistakes you see people make when starting a business?
Oh, there are so many. There are so many. Um,
Like so
uh,
many most common mistakes.
I think the biggest mistake is people get in the business for the wrong reasons. They get in the wrong business. They're just chasing the money. But if you are just chasing the money, but you don't enjoy your work, you're gonna burn out. Also, it's I'll tell you, success is a me thing, fulfillment is a we thing. If you're just doing something to make money, it doesn't fill the spirit. But when you do something that actually improves people's lives, it improves their business, It improves their ability to be a better provider. Success is me, I made money, but fulfillment is, and I made somebody's life better. Success is a me thing. Fulfillment is a we thing. So the biggest mistake people make is they're not in the right business in the first place. The second mistake people make is their message is very confusing. They can't even, you ask people, what do you do for a living? And it's very confusing. Okay. So the confused mind buys nothing. You may do something really amazing, but if people don't understand what you do, they're not going to buy from you. So on the one hand, the confused mind buys nothing, but on the other side, if the promise is clear, people will pay the price. The third mistake people make is they don't have a good offer. It's everybody wants to receive the money, but what are you giving that's life-changing that people go, oh, I want that, I'll pay for that. The fourth mistake people make is they try to market to the wrong people. If you have a product for women, okay, you probably shouldn't be talking to men about it. You should be talking to women. Okay. And another mistake people make is they really don't understand the psychology of selling. Okay. You have the best product in the world. You can have the best offer in the world. But, sales is about psychology, and it's about understanding what motivates people. And, a lot of people are pushy. And you know what that scares people away. And so you got to learn to be professional salespeople. And unfortunately, it's not, a lot of people do sales training, but it's not very good. And so it really, takes an understanding. If I'm going to, sell to Mahrose, number one is she needs to know that, number one, I have her best interests in my heart. Number two, what's in your best interest may be uncomfortable to you, Mahrose. It may require change and doing things differently. And it's interesting.
Yes.
People will fight like hell to keep to stay in their comfort zone instead of making the changes. And so a good salesperson will challenge you. I challenge you. If you want to have a better business tomorrow, are you willing to be a little uncomfortable today? Are you, and so sales is like a Broadway play performed by a psychiatrist. You're not just reading a script, but you need to have that deep psychology and understanding of other human beings, what makes people tick. There's a lot of mistakes. I made a list one time of reasons why.
Sir.
I made a list of reasons why genius people fail in business, and I came up with over 60 ways that smart people met up.
Yeah, you're right. As you said, at first mistake that people they don't want to do business, but just cause of they think that there is too much scope, there is too much money, so they are doing. Actually, in reality, they want to become something else. So I guess there is such a big mistake and a common mistake I have also seen and observed that people do, and in not just a business, but I have seen that students also doing a study. They want to do something else, but they are doing because they say people follow this thing. There's too much scope. If I do this, I get more money in my future. So you are right, sir. That's such a big mistake. And thank you so much, sir, that you gave me your precious time. I really learned many things. Yes, sir.
One more thing,
Yeah.
and one of the mistakes people make, they assume that people don't have money. Oh, my people can't afford it. Mahrose, there are hundreds of trillions of dollars circulating on the planet right now. Cash is abundant, okay? It's not that there's a lack of money. There's plenty, there's an abundance of money. The real question is, why aren't they giving it to you? Okay? Everybody has money. Everybody that complains, I don't have money, they're all talking to you on a $1,200 smartphone. Okay?
Yeah, you are right, sir. I guess the harsh reality is that people have no matter how much they have money, but they always said it, I have not money, I am not rich. And I just see that of you have a lot of money and still you are just crying that you have not money and you are not paying good for and someone to if they do their work. So I guess it's not a good thing. Like some people are misers, they should spend if they have money, because life gives one time. If you have a lot of money, so just spend like a rich.
Well, money comes to those who create value for others. If you want to receive more money, here's the real question: how can you give more value? If you can give more value, you'll receive more money. And if you feel like nobody's giving you enough money, it's because you're not giving enough value or you're giving to the wrong people. Let me give you one shortcut and we can wrap this up. Let me give you a shortcut, okay? There's two kinds of people in the world, okay? There are givers and there are takers. And here's the shortcut: give to the givers, because givers are wired to give back. Don't waste your time with the takers, because you can give and give and give and give, and they will never give back because they just take. And so when you meet somebody, size them up. Are they a giver or are they a taker? If they're a taker, don't waste your time. Give to the givers, because givers will give back. Takers will not give back.
You are right, sir. There, a number of times these all things happened with me. As you said it, when I just said it, I will charge this money, and when I also said it, people, it's too much, but they don't see that what actually I am going to teach them about technology, each and everything, AI coding, everything. And I just took, so much cheapest money, like people always do. So I learned this thing that no matter if you charge so much less, cheap price, but I guess like people always do like this thing. But my cousin, he also taught me that give value to your work, so people start to value you and also pay you high when you give your value to your time and pay. So I also learned this thing today from you, sir.
Yeah. And if people won't give back, tell them no. Okay. I think one of the mistakes people make is they're too needy. Okay. Sales is like being on American Idol. I don't know if you know the TV show American Idol, but in America we have a show called American Idol. But there are contestants, and the contestants are trying to impress the judges. But you are not in business. You are not the contestant trying to impress the judges. You are Simon Cowell. You are the judge trying to assess who's worthy of the prize. So too many people are asking, am I worthy of the goal? But the question you should be asking is, the goal worthy of me?
Okay, thank you so much, sir. Today I have learned a number of things from you, not just about business, but about life and how to give value our work, ourselves, and our time. As you said it, invest where you can get somewhere. If you invest wrong thing, of course, you just lose what you have. So, guys, today we have Sergio, and I hope that today you also learn about business. And if you want to contact with him directly, I can. So I mentioned sir Facebook ID in my description, so you can go and contact with him, and you can get classes, and he will teach you that how which kinds of mistake and you are doing in your business, so he can fix your problems and you can be a good businessman. Thank you so much once again. Thank you so much. Bye bye, friends. Bye bye.